Good morning. Happy Thursday. Let's do the bell ringer. It says, a gardener crosses two plants and observes that the offspring appear different from the parents. The diagram shows the plants. And here's the diagram, and we know we do not ignore them. We look at what they have to offer. The question says, which statement supports this observation? Okay, I really love this question because it gives a great example of the type of answers they're going to throw at you on the map test. So if you look at each of these answers, it looks like they all have two parts to them, right? Like right here it says the plants reproduce asexually, and there's a second part. Here it says the plants reproduce sexually, and there's a second part, and then it repeats it all the way down here. So if you look at all these answers, you can actually separate them into two parts, right? So honestly, for now, we can straight up ignore the second half and look at the first half so we can easily narrow it down to two choices, right? So we're going to either decide, okay, do they reproduce asexually or do they reproduce sexually? So let us refresh our memory on the difference between the two, because earlier in this week we've been talking a lot about asexual reproduction. So with asexual reproduction, you have one parent, right? And all of the offspring are identical. With sexual reproduction, you have two parents, and the offspring are all genetically different because the genes from the parents are combined to form a new offspring. Okay, so if we look at the picture here, we see two parents coming together to form offspring that look pretty different. So right off the bat, we can decide this is totally sexual reproduction. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? I can't even write. There we go. This is definitely sexual reproduction. So before we even read the rest of these answer choices, we can automatically eliminate choice A because it says asexually, and choice C also says asexually. So we can eliminate those two right off the bat. So already, without even reading all of the whole part of each answer choice, we've narrowed it down to two. That's pretty easy. Okay, so now we have to decide between choice B and D. Choice B says they reproduce sexually and the offspring exchange genes with each other. And choice D says the plants reproduce sexually and the offspring receive a unique combination of genes from both parents. So basically the difference between these two choices are, do the genes combine with the parents and then are passed down, or do the offspring swap genes with each other? Well, if you ever get tripped up on stuff like this, put it into context of people, because I know here we're talking about flowers, but think about people and think about your siblings. Do you swap your genes with your siblings or with your cousins or whoever you're related to? No. That would be kind of weird. What happens during sexual reproduction is the parents up here are going to, when one contributes a sperm and one contributes an egg, those genes are going to combine and they're going to fuse to create a bunch of different genetically diverse offspring. So again, no, the offspring are not exchanging genes. And actually, let me go back here. Be careful when you're reading these questions because here it says the offspring exchange genes. Maybe you just saw exchange genes and you got excited and you're like, that's totally the answer. No. Read it carefully. The offspring themselves are not exchanging genes with each other. So this is not going to be our answer. Our answer is going to be D because it receives a combination of genes from both parents.